Welcome back. It's Long McQuade's Riffs 101. Long McQuade, of course, where the music begins. This is the great Shaun Verreault.
I do the best Shaun Verreault. Anyone in this room.
Well, you also brought a little a prop, and your pinky's getting love too.
It is. See, there's a theme to these, isn't there?
So, what one of the great slide players of all time, in your estimation, would be?
You know, there are the Derek Trucks of the world, the Sonny Landreths, the Gordie Johnsons.
What's the deal with the slide thing anyway? What is it at?
Well, the beauty of it is these frets here are sort of like, and a guitar has a little bit more room to move than, say, a piano, where you hit a note and you can say you want it to ring or be short, but you can't change the pitch of it at all. Where using a slide...
Get out of the way so you can
okay,
slide.
Yeah, using a slide means that these frets are just sort of markers. They're places that let you know where a note will be in tune if you go here, but instead of moving up one at a time, you can go anywhere. It becomes a voice. It becomes a violin. It becomes a theremin. It becomes something that is completely unrestricted. But with great power comes great responsibility. So I got a question based on a video. If you go to YouTube and you type in Shaun Verreault, Wide Mouth Mason, Sugarcane Acoustic. There's a video where I was showing a bunch, or just my name and slide. There's a couple videos where I'm showing a hybrid technique that I've been working on, where I play some notes on slide and some notes with my fingers behind the slide that allow me to play a lot more, and especially in standard tuning, than just sort of the regular slide riffs that I've run across. For example. So, in order to get to that point, there are some fundamentals that we need to work on first. When you are playing slide, it's important to develop a sureness of touch, and the way that you can do that is by breaking it down into easily digestible pieces. Slide playing sounds really amateurish when it's out of tune and when it's real shaky. So if the note is here, it sounds bad if you go, or, and there are all these other extraneous noises that can come out from behind the strings and be ringing. So what we want to do, as I've said before, it's as easy to learn good habits and clean sounds and only get dirty sounds on purpose as it is to learn bad sounds right off the top. So you can practice by hitting an open string and playing a major scale on that string, which is just the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, and trying to make sure, even playing with a tuner, and trying to make sure that you get those notes on pitch. And when you're playing a slide, I choose to play it on my pinky. A lot of great Derek Trucks and Dwayne Allman use it on their third finger. Some people move it around. I find it's really important to be able to have a finger behind the slide that's just touching the string ever so slightly, and it eliminates a lot of the extra noise. So the slide is, you're not pushing down as you would if you were playing with your fingers. It's a lot lighter than that, almost like when you're playing a harmonic like that. You're not pushing down too hard or else it bottoms out. But you want it to be heavy enough that you're getting the note to sound. Okay, so. So you can get really vocal with the way that you use your vibrato. We did a lesson about vibrato earlier where we talked about trying to develop that signature sound that feels like your voice when you're singing. Are you a person who goes and only does a gentle, slow vibrato, or a faster one? Those are all things that you can really work on with slides. So again, for the fundamentals, try and get to where you can aim at and hit a note right in the center of the note, even if it takes practicing with a tuner. Come at it from different directions. So again, so you can slide up to it or slide down from it. The beauty of playing in standard tuning with a slide is that these three notes, the D, G, and B string, are a major chord. So all the slide riffs that you've heard are accessible if you just play those three notes. those are all there, but what you can do, and we'll get into this later in some other lessons, once you've really got a handle on playing those notes cleanly, and you'll watch my right hand is doing stuff like if I only want to hit these 3 strings, I'm using my thumb to mute the one below that I don't want to hear. A lot of times I'll use my fingers to dampen the strings that I don't want to hear, because that extra noise just sounds amateurish. You want to be able to choose to have extra noise in your sounds when you want to have it there, instead of just all the time because you can't not have it there. So once again, most important, have a finger touching the strings behind the slide gently, and that will eliminate a lot of the extra noise, and have your other hand muting the strings that you don't want to hear. And what we'll get into, here's a little teaser of what we'll get into the next time we talk about slide. The beauty of it, here's the trick. So say I'm playing there, and I wanted to do a minor chord. Right now, this is a major chord. How would I do a minor chord? I added a finger behind the slide. So what that does is, these notes are sounding, and if I push a note down behind the slide, the strings are here, and that note goes down below where the slide is. So it sounds behind the slide, okay? But before we even get there, most important, spend a while, and we've talked about how patient spouses have to be with guitar players. There's going to be a lot of it.
Or drummers.
Or God help them, drummers and their parents. There's no shortcut to learning and getting yourself to where you can confidently get in pitch into the center of the note and choose what kind of vibrato you want to have. That's slide lesson part 1. Work on that, and I'll see you soon.
Amazing. Shaun Verreault, an endless well of knowledge.
Well,
I bet you're good at geography and math too, huh?
no, those I put all of my my learning and retention skills into guitar, and I'm good at those things as they apply to guitar. But the rest of it, my iPhone is my memory, just like a calculator is my math skills.
Shaun Verreault, Wide Mouth Mason, thank you very much once
Pleasure,
again.
dude.
That's Riffs 101 from Long McQuade, where the music begins.